I guarantee you, when this is solved, and it's going to be solved, this isn't going to be a stranger. This is going to be somebody you know, somebody you've crossed paths with somewhere, somehow, in my opinion.
Damn, killer. It's so good.
Summer Wells was 5 years old when she vanished from her family's home in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County, Tennessee, on June 15, 2021. Her disappearance sparked a massive law enforcement search and public awareness campaign. But as time went on, the case did not resolve. Instead, the web of narratives, witness statements, and behavioral patterns around the Wells property and its immediate surroundings only grew more complex. Though the Wells family has remained the central focus of scrutiny, activity from others on Ben Hill Road, particularly the Wells' next-door neighbours, deserves closer examination. Approximately 6 weeks after Summer was reported missing, an event occurred that would quietly alter the trajectory of what had previously been perceived as a relatively stable neighbouring household. On August 2nd, 2021, just 6 weeks after Summer disappeared, 3 women assisting with mandated clean-up work at the Wells property witnessed something they couldn't ignore. While on-site performing renovations required by the Department of Children's Services, they were alerted by the Wells driveway alarm. One of the women observed a man emerge from the woods, triggering the alarm. She chased him through the trees, shouting at him to stop. As this was unfolding, Candace Wells jumped into her vehicle, and Jody Sue Brown, the Wells' next-door neighbour, arrived in the driveway honking her horn and calling for Candace. Several of the witnesses later described this disruption as a potential distraction.
Okay, August the 2nd, there was 3 women went to the wells. I call the girls girls, okay, but they're grown women. They went to the wells, they cleaned upstairs, cleaned up very good. But anyway, someone was in the woods, they heard the driveway alarm go off.
Oh yeah, they put like a bell across the bottom, like not really the bottom of the driveway, but like a quarter of the way up the driveway. They put a bell right there that ran along the driveway that they would get notified in the house.
If someone came up the driveway?
Yeah, like even stepping on it. I tested it for them more than once.
Okay.
But that's the area of no cell service.
2 people went down the driveway, one chased the guy through the woods screaming, "I'm gonna kill you, you SOB," okay? Candace jumped in her vehicle. About that time, the girl that was in the woods, Jody Sue, pulled up into the driveway, started screaming for Candace and blowing her horn. She saw with her own eyes Jody Sue's son coming out of the woods. Jody Sue, when she said something to them, Jody Sue said, "No, he was just checking my mailbox." She said, "He wasn't checking the mailbox. I chased him through the woods. He come out of the woods." Okay, then Candace said, "No, he's just checking her mailbox. He's all right." So nothing was never said other than between us about it.
A sudden and unexplained shift occurred within Jody Sue's own household. That very same day, August 2nd, Jody Sue filed for an order of protection against her longtime partner and the father of her children, Andy Bernard. Then, just 13 days later, on August 15th, it happened again. 1 month since Summer vanished, a woman, her daughter, and her son-in-law delivered firewood to the Wells property. The wood was dropped at the top of the driveway near the old homestead shed. But while unloading, the son-in-law once again saw a man in the woods. He was clearly visible. When later shown a photo of Jody Sue's son, the woman's son-in-law identified him immediately and without hesitation.
Okay, we was up there. Me, my son-in-law, and my daughter. Me and my daughter was in the house with Candace. My son-in-law was unloading the wood, stacking it up. He seen a person in the woods, white t-shirt, blue jeans. I got a picture sent to me tonight of Jody Sue's son.
Here, I'm going to pull that up right now. Can he just say, is you around him?
Okay, when I showed you that picture of Jody Sue's son, what did you say about the person in the woods? Well, that's him.
That's him? That's who you saw that day in the woods. Okay.
Yeah, he was just right down the bottom of the hill and everything else. I mean, I can see him plain as day.
Okay.
Okay, he took off through the woods behind Grandma's camper because you know that hill right there is straight down.
Right.
And so he run that way. Sis and them went the front way of the camper and went towards the dog trail. And I jumped in my truck. There was no vehicles around, okay?
Okay.
Now, is it suspicious? Yes. Are we accusing him of anything? No. When I did question Candace the next time about it, she told me well, he would have come up the driveway. I said, I thought he was a little kid. I didn't know he was a grown-ass man at this time, right?
Right.
I'm thinking it's Jody Sue's son's a kid. And I'm like, 16, 17 years old. And
Right.
so I'm like, Candace, I said, would you think that would be Jody Sue's son? I said, since they seen him come out of the woods, and that was down there that day just being nosy, trying to find out who was up here. And she said no, said he would walk up the driveway. Well, he didn't walk up the driveway.
Once again, Candace didn't report it. It was the witnesses who eventually went and reported the incidents to police. Just days later, on August 19th, the day of Jody's protection order hearing, her son filed his own against Andy. 4 days after that, Andy's mother quietly transferred the Fields Road family land just one street over from Ben Hill into a trust. This was land that had already been searched, but after the transfer, law enforcement returned again, and again, and again. It became the focus of multiple searches. Did the legal restructuring of ownership unlock something? Or did investigators see a something that made them come back over and over? Even crazier, a silent question began to take shape. A video recorded by Don Wells on July 1st, 2021, just 2 weeks after Summer disappeared, shows a fresh woodpile sitting neatly at the bottom of the Wells driveway. It had not been touched. Weeks later, on August 15th, more wood was delivered, this time to the top of the hill. Why? Who delivered the first pile? Why was it never burned, moved, or mentioned? And now the memorial sits where it was. This detail, quiet, easily overlooked, may be among the most revealing. Was the wood simply firewood, or did it serve another purpose? Was it a resource or a barrier? Was it for warmth or concealment? Within a matter of weeks after Summer vanished, 2 trespassing events occurred involving the same individual. That same individual's household fractured under legal pressure. Protection orders were filed around the same times as the sightings of Jody's son in the woods on the Wells property. Land was transferred. The neighborhood rearranged itself suddenly, and no one has fully explained why. And now, in a move that speaks volumes, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has returned once again to Ben Hill Road. Not just to the home, but specifically to the bottom of the driveway and directly across the road. This isn't just a trail of theories, it's a trail of filings, sightings, court records, and property transactions. It's a sequence of silence followed by movement, of people disappearing, not into myth but into paperwork. And yet, one object remains still, the untouched wood pile. If that wood could speak, it wouldn't whisper, it would scream.
Track me. Okay.
Scooby fucking doo. If not for those pesky meddling kids.
Back to what I do. Catfish, Billy, baby, hello, how are you? Yo, Power 9, rappers like a power line, fell into a swimming pool. I think I got the whole crew. Ooh, let me know what y'all wanna do. I bought a 30-pack of Creek water, baby boo. Not a 99, not a 99.99, like mine, I got 100 proof.
They're gonna be sorry they were ever born.
Who?
All of them.
As the competition, but if you go against me, you the opposition. But if you wanna test to look like you can close the distance, I'ma give it A forever since you're so persistent. With you, I'm just practicing, cause I'm back to back, let's get back to winning. As a matter of fact, I'm not that forgiving, cause you did this to yourself, that's a bad decision. I don't see no one